Hello. We're just gonna get right into it. I just wanted to keep things about an hour, so that's why I ended it there. Generally, I like to stay with the chapters, but I messed up. I should have done it at the end of that chapter there, but that's fine. Oh. Hi. That's a pretty good there. Braveheart. Nice. This is good, but I think Braveheart's just better because of crit. Oh yeah, we have all these things. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, the 20% evasion is pretty good. We're probably gonna end up fighting things. Since we're by ourselves. What else do we even have right now? We don't have any like the really big good ones. We do have Thor we could take. I don't think that's actually a good one for us. Yeah, let's keep Force. I think that's probably the best bet right now. EP on the field. Strop more Sepith. Detection. AP. Keep Reaper, I think. Smart. Ooh, interesting. It's an interesting thing. Okay. I think for now that's probably the best we've got. Okay, what exactly am I supposed to do? I think just talk to a bunch of people, right? Yeah. Looks like it. Where am I? Hey, about to be. Is something I can help you with? You don't hesitate to ask. I figured I wouldn't be able to get through here. Nothing in particular. Please keep up the good work. I don't know what this door is supposed to be. Passageway? Where? Anyway, who's this? Who dish?
I can sense someone inside.
Come on in if you like.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
It's one of the Three Stooges, I think. Yep, one of the Three Stooges. The Misguided Idiots. That's the new name of their group.
Hello there, love. I'd heard
Don't
you
call me
came on
that.
board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Yesterday. It's been a day?
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
When we kicked your butt.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it? There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to.
Yeah, we won't be here long. Okay.
Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they?
Sure.
Only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
So why do you hate common people?
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
Oh no.
What kind of family did you come from then?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist?
Lack of brain cells.
It's written all over your face.
I already know.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
Did you forget he has a name too?
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
They give me something to laugh at you about.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Yeah.
Please stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high quality leaves, it was brewed exceptionally too.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance.
Why are you stupid? That's the question.
Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Did we even give her the chance to use that last time? I don't know.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
Sure.
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church.
So we have the church involved, do we?
A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Sure. That makes sense, I guess. Anime.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right? You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine.
Okay, sure.
Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair?
Guess we'll never know.
And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be.
Almost like she wants us on her side.
I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true. She seemed to really hate the Chancellor.
Probably some
What she
stupid reason.
intends to do now that he's gone. I can sense someone inside.
Let me guess, it's the Vulcan dude.
And judging by the fact that S is in the next room,
It's the police, open up.
It's open.
excuse me.
Oh, it's you.
He already told us his reason, which is just as stupid as anybody else's.
You finished talking with C?
He's basically just being petty.
His name's Crow, not C. And he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name.
Prove it.
But to us, he's always gonna be C.
So you don't know.
That's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. Got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Not really.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Where'd your brain cells go?
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take.
That's a lot of idiots.
We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh,
Shows how pathetic they were, actually.
is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
I mean, that also actually makes sense. They're the smarter people that they left.
Basically, yeah.
See, that makes sense. If something happened and Gilith Osborne or whatever was the main cause that's basically kicked everything into play, sure, there should be more people on your list, but it makes sense for him to be on the list. It makes no sense for you to continue afterwards, though.
We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts.
You make no sense with why you hate him.
So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame him for calling it quits.
He even admits that it's a stupid reason that he hates him.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes.
Yeah, I hate you.
I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain.
How?
If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
They literally probably just talk down to you and don't listen to you all the time.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid. Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
Yeah, you guys should be executed. Terrorists and all.
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough.
No. It'll continue if you don't do anything about it.
Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties.
He wants war.
You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them, you've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not. Make sure to think long and hard before you decide.
See, under normal circumstances, if these people were actually believing in their group's cause and all that stuff, none of them would be, actually inciting him to go against them.
And if we end up as enemies again, on the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid.
How?
Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
Again, I'm sorry. I'm really caught up on the fact that
Right through me.
it makes no sense for most of these people, especially the Imperial Liberation Front, to be siding with the nobles. It still makes no sense.
He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. seemed kind of different though, like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn.
That, you know, shouldn't have taken the job in the first place because they were freaking idiots, so it's their fault.
Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
You go and try to mug someone on the street and they pull out a gun to defend themselves, and a conflict happens and you end up dead. That's your fault. You started it. Here's the weirdo. I don't want to talk to him, but I know I have to.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
Rain, why are you surprised?
You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
The heck is in your drink?
Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful?
I don't know what you have in your drink, but I hope it's poison.
The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink.
No.
You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I'm glad you're on this side. That means I can kill you.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink.
Rain.
Nothing alcoholic, though.
At least he understands that part. I wouldn't take any drinks or anything from this guy.
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his.
He's telling me he didn't learn from you.
Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
I think this is like the plot of the first season games, what are we gonna call it?
That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you.
Apparently there was a floating city there.
It would have changed your view of the world completely.
Probably not.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
And, you know, very sus individual. I don't know, Reen.
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reen. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you?
I think the stream froze. Hang on. Still recording. I have internet. Stream is still live. Are we fine again? I think we're back. I don't know what happened there, but I think stream froze for some reason. Weird.
Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join.
I mean, as like a figurehead, I guess. You know, saying, "Oh, look at this! We have the Noble Lands on our side." Not the Noble Lands, but we have the royal family on our side. Whatever.
To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself.
I hope every single noble. It's not going to happen. But here, if I was in this situation, and this happened, the coup happened, the only way that this gets resolved in the end is if every single noble that was, you know, part of the leadership, and every single person like this guy is executed. Because you can't imprison most of them. The people who aren't a threat, sure, we can imprison them. But this guy, he's just going to get out, so he has to be executed. And he's a terrible creep. But you have to set an example, or it's going to happen again. The problem is, even if you set an example, with the culture of the nobles, they believe that this is, you know, their birthright. So at the end of the day, it might actually make things worse if you do execute them. So the problem is the culture in which, like, the nobles are supposed to be superior. That is, like, at the end of the day, the issue here. So that has to be somehow dealt with. It's complicated, and like it's very hard to deal with, but it can only be done slowly over time. But at the end of the day, it was already changing, and there's a lot of nobles who don't follow that, so just put those nobles in the position of power is the best way to get around it.
But I digress.
Anyway.
I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too, then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Oliver to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done.
That's the problem.
The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreichels, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule.
And yeah, he won.
I wonder, does Prince Oliver think himself as the second coming of Dreichels?
No, it's actually Reen in this case. Funny enough.
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreichels.
Oh, do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha-ha! I'm pleased to hear it.
I guess he just put his mask on because reasons.
I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed.
Not happening.
Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
You'll get the chance.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Alright, that happened. At least he didn't come onto us like normal. Would have been weird. Alright, I don't know who the rest of these people are going to be, honestly. I guess the Ouroboros members?
We got a visitor?
Oh, that's those guys.
Come on in.
Excuse me.
Is the music really necessary? We gotta play his theme song, I guess.
Sup?
Have a seat. Bourbon? I suppose not.
Yeah, I really shouldn't.
I'm sorry, but I just noticed something really funny about this image. How he's seated and everything makes his legs look so short. Because of the angle and everything, I'm just imagining that's actually his normal height, and it actually works, and it's funny. Yeah. Anyway, back to the serious situation, I guess.
How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now.
And they don't really have a side. They're just following the money.
We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day than sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. Fee seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
It'd be cool if there's like mechanics when you fight them and you do use the Divine Knight.
Oh yeah?
Like traps and like special moves. That'd be cool.
Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad.
We were ranked like 15th. What are you talking about?
Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting
Oh.
her heart into her education.
Oh, it was Fee. Right. She's getting better.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too.
By like 2 years, I think.
The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her. Like two proud parents talking about their child.
That went out for milk and never returned, yeah.
And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Seems like a, you know,
Fee told you about that.
rude.
It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her.
Even if he did, you got no right to say anything about it.
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well,
Got no reasons?
we had our reasons. Let's leave it at that.
Sure. I don't believe you.
I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time. Until then, leave the issue be.
All right, I can accept that.
I wouldn't.
Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do, if not more so.
Definitely more so.
I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
Still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
It's almost the other way around, actually.
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers.
Not really.
I was was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well, at least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete waste of time.
We can tell Fee that when we find her again.
I can sense someone inside.
Getting a heart attack. Yeah, we'll go in. Who cares about knocking? Everybody just has their own bar? That's crazy.
Oh, it's you.
Or just a bunch of bottles stacked up.
Forgot you were staying here too.
Yeah.
McBurn is just... Who named you? I'm sorry.
What was that? It's gone now anyway. Maybe it was just my imagination.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the Alliance or not, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't come here for any specific reason.
Interesting. You mixed by any chance?
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass.
You know what? I'm on McBurney's side here. He doesn't have to do anything about this.
So, what do you want to ask?
When we ran into each other back near Bereahard, you asked a weird question. Something about being mixed?
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time. But what did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel.
Yeah, man. Just feel it. Feel it, man.
What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature. It's kind of hard to put into words.
Yeah, seems that way. I know you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my head around what you're saying.
It's obviously your transformation, dude. Your, Super Saiyan mode.
Just watch.
Alright. And 2 fingers, yeah. Yep. Fire, yeah.
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic. And I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability.
I mean, wouldn't say it's his natural ability? Not unnatural. You know what? Semantics. Either way, I guess that's magic in a world where technically magic isn't the thing, but it is. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Something that just gives you results without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them.
Philosopher's Stone?
You've got one too, right?
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is coming from.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the Church's stigmas.
Church of Stigmas? That's apparently a thing. It says it's different from that, but I don't know what that is. Then... Was it implanted? Because he has that scar.
Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though.
All day.
Oh.
It's not the size that matters, right? Ryrene?
There, huh? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure you've got more questions, but sorry, I can't answer them.
No, it's okay. You've answered enough already. I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
for you, I guess. So, we done now?
You're the one person that I don't have any problems with, actually.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Because, like, you're not involved in any of this, you're just kind of a part of a group. And your personality makes a lot of sense why you're here.
Oh yeah. So how much of you is unnatural?
Me? All of me.
Sure. What do you say, dude?
His circumstances seem very different from mine. Guess all I can do is remember what he said. Maybe there will come a time when it'll all make sense. I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is. What the story behind me being given this power as a kid is. One day.
Okay, is this like the last? There's probably more, right? Yeah, there's more. We'll do this one next, I guess.
Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir.
Dude, sure, don't knock, I guess. Again. I'm kind of giving up knocking on the doors.
Huh? It's open.
So has every other door been.
It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here. Oh.
That's when you leave, Reen. You ever hear what a blanket is? It's one right over there. You could have used it. Also, the pillow's right there. You could have used that as well.
Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child.
Which means you should leave.
Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
Situation assessed. Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentagrul.
Yes?
9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Well, dang. I wish I could sleep that long.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. And again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left.
Reen?
Wait. Good morning?
We're just gonna gloss over that, I guess.
Reen Schwarzer, why are you here?
Being weird.
Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then?
Yep.
Clown Soleus.
No, it was just an innocent mistake. Whoa, can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers.
I mean, our evasion's pretty high. I mean, you deserve that one, Reen.
So you claim to have no inappropriate motives for sneaking into this room.
You're a child.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell victim to temptation and chose to act in accordance to your desires.
Yeah, that's a bit much there.
No, I didn't!
Who's been...
How many times do I have to explain what happened before you
I think she's been hanging out with, LeBlanc a bit too much.
I was making a joke.
Yeah, too much.
Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Oh, right. Then what was all that for?
Weird joke.
Oh, whatever. I suppose it's my own fault for coming in without permission.
Yes. Hopefully he learns from this.
Anyway, I've cleared my name. I'll see you some other time, probably.
If that's what you want to do, you didn't come to ask me anything then?
Well, no. Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. I do have a lot I'd like to ask you, though, and just as much I'd like to say to you. Okay, if you're offering, what are your reasons for helping the Alliance? Why do you have a puppet just like Milliam's?
You know, you should probably ask one at a time.
Just who are you?
The answer to your first question is, I was ordered to do so. As all information regarding Clom Soleus is confidential, I am unable to answer your second question. And as for the last one, I am unable to fully comprehend the depth of your question.
Okay.
Oh, forget it. You abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that. And it's not something I think I can forgive. See you around. Sorry, that was probably too harsh. I can't pretend to know anything about your circumstances, but I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will. Anyway, with that said, I'll be going. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
What?
That's the name of the place I belong to.
That doesn't sound really good.
It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get the FBI on that one.
Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose to you.
The name doesn't ring any bells. And loaned? That makes it sound like... I suppose it's none of my business.
Green. You know what? What am I expecting at this
Thanks for
point?
telling me. I'll be sure to remember that name.
I can't see doing so holding any real purpose for you. Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
Again, I don't know what you've been reading or who you've been hanging out with, but you need to stop that.
No, I did not. The Black Workshop? Loaned?
It's already been 40-something minutes, dang.
Sounds like stuff worth remembering.
So much story in this game, like, it's crazy how much time passes. With, like, basically just conversations and stuff like this in this game. Reen just gave up knocking on doors after the first half of the area.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
Didn't I see her in Legram?
Who goes there?
Yeah, she was in, like, the pub or something, the inn.
Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
Yep.
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros. Duvali the Swift, right?
Don't know why you're called that, but sure.
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced?
Yes. Sadly enough, yes, it is.
You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally.
Yes, that's the problem, Reen.
I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
Not probably. You should have. Okay. Sure. Change to the night outfit.
So, now that we're understood, what do you want? Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
No.
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own, but for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever.
Yet you are?
I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Right, so you have no actual... You're just following orders.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the 7th, not the 2nd. She is the leader of the Stahlritter, the great light which guides us.
Right.
Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful.
I feel like anybody associated with Legram has some issues, it feels like.
She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stahlritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her.
Yeah, that and 50% of the cast. That's basically Reen at every point.
No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Sure.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stahlritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter.
I guess the Iron Maiden was the one in the past, I think, right? Or she just decided to change her name? I don't know.
If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask.
She's weak.
Enforcers are selected by the Society's leader, the Grandmaster. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness.
So, they're a bunch of edgy teenagers? Cool.
But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, all right? I'm quite strong.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere, like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
Sure. If she actually thought that, she wouldn't be on the Noble Alliance's side, I'm just saying.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence.
Reen, you need to stop the Riz. It's going a bit too far, you know? I mean, I guess if you can get half the enemies on your side, it's pretty good, but you're gonna have some trouble later.
Now get the hell out of my room!
She chased me out. I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden?
Did we ever see her?
Even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
Because of now, what the heck am I supposed to do? There's no map anymore. Actually, no, there is a map. Okay, so... I guess we go up now? Yeah, we go up here. Alright, this is a long section. Like this and the last like 7 bonding points, so much dialogue in this like section of the game.
This should be the guest of honor's room. Time to see who's inside.
Not really anything we can get.
Yes? Who is it? Please come in.
That sounds like...
I think that's the princess, right?
Excuse me.
At least I think that's the voice actor. It's kind of hard to tell. It sounded different. Definitely wasn't his sister's voice. Yep, there it is.
feeling it was you, but I didn't dare to hope.
It's you. It's really, really you.
Yes.
Your Highness.
Okay.
I mean, how did you get here? This all feels like a dream.
Now I'm worried. What the heck were they doing to you? Jeez.
Please don't tell me it is. I don't think my heart could handle the disappointment.
It's really me. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this. If I hadn't been so weak and careless, none of this would have happened.
You mustn't apologize. Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really lonely. I'm here for you now, though. I might not be the most reliable person for the job, but I'm not going anywhere.
So that's what you've been doing all this time?
So that's like one person that we're trying to find down.
Yeah, I was happy all of us were able to get back together again. But then yesterday, I ended up being invited onto the ship by Duke Cayenne.
Yeah, apparently it's been a day. I didn't know.
That's why I'm here, talking to you.
I do recall thinking things were a little noisier than usual yesterday. Strange as it may sound, I suppose I owe the Duke my thanks. After all, if not for his invitation, we wouldn't have been able to find each other like this.
Sorry. I wish I could say I'd snuck on board to rescue you or something. Incidentally, I hesitate to ask, but
You want to know where Elise is, right? She's not on this ship, I'm afraid. I can't say for sure, but I believe she's been taken to the same place as my parents.
Odd decision there.
really?
I'm sure it isn't news to you that my mother, father, and Cedric have been imprisoned somewhere. And apparently, they've chosen Elise to be my family's attendant.
Sure.
So
Why?
it's likely wherever they've been taken, she's right there with them.
Man, that makes things easier for us, but I don't know why.
Really? I'm not sure whether to feel relieved or what.
So, like, why is she on this ship then? Why isn't she with the rest of the royal family? It makes no sense.
I can hardly blame you. I feel exactly the same way, even.
I guess this it's like if they're attacked, that they can say use the princess as a hostage or something. I guess that's why.
But why were you alone imprisoned on this airship? Surely there must be some reason.
That was Duke Cayenne's decision. I believe he's using me to suppress potential rebellion in areas occupied by the Alliance, by having me address the people and calm them down.
Forgive me for saying so, but that's a little messed up. Using you like that.
Very.
I don't especially mind doing it, honestly. It's a simple enough task. People all across Erebonia are uneasy about this war. And as princess, I should do what's within my power to help calm their nerves.
By lying to them? Because, you know, the propaganda they're making you spout is not true.
But at the expense of your own feelings? I know you want to help, but you can't be happy about being used as the Alliance's puppet to deceive them.
Exactly.
Plus, you've been forcibly separated from your family, your best friend. You don't even know where they are.
Yes, but... Oh, why even bother? You see through everything, don't you, Reen?
Not everything.
Anyway, putting my feelings aside, what do you plan to do now?
He sees through like 50% of things. Anything that involves, you know, romance, he can't see.
I presume you don't intend to actually do whatever Duke Cayenne tells you to.
Well, I'm really not sure what to do. The longer this war goes on, the more people will suffer because of it. But even so, I don't feel as though siding with the Noble Alliance is the right course of action. And the same goes for the Imperial Army. I can't in good conscience side with them either.
Still don't know why. You haven't given a reason yet.
I see.
You've given plenty of reasons why not to side with the Noble Alliance, but not the Imperial one.
There's so much to think about. You're being used as a puppet against your will? And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what. I have to act somehow to change things.
That wasn't your fault, Reen.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her. I became the person I am today because of them.
They like the bows and the hair. A lot of children in these images have that.
They've always loved me like they would a real son. And she's always treated me like a real older brother.
I mean, I guess we've only seen 2 of them. But you know what I mean.
You saw that power of mine, didn't you? And what I look like when I use it?
Well, yes, I did.
Back when I was a kid, something just like that happened. I ended up using it right there in front of her. She should have been terrified of me. But if she was, she never once let it show. She treated me exactly the same as before. And that was when I swore, deep within my heart, no matter what happened, no matter what I had to do, I would always protect her. And that's why I can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder if now's the time to live up to that promise, if I should put her before everything else. Even if I have to ignore or outright betray my own personal beliefs in the process.
Reen. As your honorary little sister, I order you to get a hold of yourself!
Honorary Little Sister is not the title, but sure.
What? Your Highness.
I know Elise far better than you think I do. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I know her better than you. Reen, she's already told me so much about what happened 8 years ago. She told me about how that snowy day was what inspired you to take up the sword. She told me how traumatic that moment was for you. How what happened stays with you even now.
Like, where we get attacked by a Sasquatch or something? Abominable Snowman or something?
And she even told me that, while she hated how she felt the tiniest bit happy because of it. Because it meant that your attention, your guilt, and your sense of responsibility were directed towards her and no one else.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
And she knew more than anyone how selfish that was. She may have had other reasons for choosing to go to Saint Estrella, but her main reason was that she didn't want you to keep feeling guilty because of her. More than anything else, she wanted to free you of your burdens. You should know, when you joined Thor's and were making new friends, and you finally seemed to be moving forward,
That didn't work. Hang on a second. The heck? Okay, there we go.
she felt a little jealous, and even a little lonely at being left behind. But she was so very, very happy for you too. So please, Reen, please don't use Elise to justify not choosing your place in this war. Because I know for a fact, she wants you, of all people, to carve your own path and find true happiness.
been so blind. All this time I thought I was trying to protect her, and it's been the other way around since the start. And that's not just true for her either. Mom, Dad, Master Ka-Fai, all my friends at Thor's, they've been supporting me this whole time. How could I have missed something so obvious? I think I finally understand what I've been lacking inside of me all this time. I was so focused on trying to protect others, I never stopped to think about how relationships go both ways. Others try to support me just like I try to support them, and I have as much of an effect on them as they do on me.
Okay.
How did I not realize before now? I'm sorry, Master. I think you gave me that intermediate scroll a bit too soon.
Gonna learn something new? Oh, okay.
Better to realize late than never, I suppose. Because now I finally feel like I'm ready. As long as I keep that fact in mind, I won't lose control again.
Rean has attained a new state of mind. He is now ready to use the new craft Spirit Unification when the time comes. Interesting. Okay, what's that?
Are you alright?
Sure.
I'm fine. And I've got you to thank for that. Forget honorary. You sounded just like my real sister for a minute. So, thank you. I think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmates waiting any longer than I already have.
A pity, but you're right. I was rather hoping we could stay like this a little while longer. But I suppose all good things have to come to an end. Take care of yourself, Rean. I'll leave Elise's rescue to you. No matter what it takes, please. Why are you shaking your head?
I said it's time we get going, didn't I?
Alright, prison break.
There's no way I'm leaving my sister's best friend imprisoned in a place like this. I will get the two of us off this ship, so stay close to me.
Right!
Alright, who knows how he's gonna do that, but sure. First off, join the party. Cool. Now what?
So, do you have an escape plan?
No.
Valimar, the Ashen Knight, is on the deck. He's chained up there, but if we can get to him, I'm sure we can find some way to use him to get away from here.
Like flying?
First, though, we need to find a way to get out of this part of the ship without anyone noticing.
Alright then. I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
Anyway, let's get going.
Oh, she's actually a party member. Level 60. A lot of EP. What do we got here? No weapons, but okay, what do we got here? That's a lot of defense. Jeez. Okay. Cool. Could give you something else, but I don't know if I want to. Okay. Sure. Ooh. That's pretty good. Alright, so a lot of buffing. We got that. Can I give you another attack, though? If airstrike. You don't really have a lot, huh? We'll do that. Okay, rank 3. somehow higher than all of our other classmates. That makes no sense, but okay. Is this a place to stop? We're at an hour. Yeah, let's stop here. Let's stop the recording here. We're at an hour. I don't know how long the rest of this is gonna be. So, that being said, do I think it's gonna be an hour? Okay, it looks like it's a dungeon coming up, so yeah. We'll stop the recording here, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna get some food really quick in between this, though. I'll be right back. Everybody on YouTube, thanks for watching. I'll be back, like I just said. See ya.